I want to thank everybody for watching Crypto Revolution. We talk about everything crypto daily, jumping right into the market. Today in crypto, Bitcoin pullback. We talked about it. Now, this is the Bitcoin daily chart. After this previous break to the downside of this bearish descending triangle, you haven't hit your measured move. Your measured move's down here at 12,000. So at this point, the price action bounced and now it's retesting the same support level. How many times do you bounce at this level before you break to the downside? And so we're going to dive deep into this idea, and there's so much news to cover, it's ridiculous. I've been trying to cover more news. I understand there's a learning curve when it comes to technical analysis. A lot of people don't understand it, and so until you do, I want to make sure and cover some news that's just historic. I mean, in a bad way. I've got some news right now that will blow you away. Could this be the next big drop out of Bitcoin? So again, zoomed in, right? We're just looking this previous move to the downside like we talked about yesterday. A lot of this is just marked from yesterday. You've got this, I mean, imagine how many buyers had to be sitting right here at 15,700 in order for this thing to bounce so much. Right? Remember, whenever you get a bounce, your initial bounce and then your drawdown, those are going to be your biggest volatility. So your long ideas here and your short ideas here will give you the best place. It's kind of like a bouncing ball. If this ball bounces again, here we are. And then at what point, this is a bearish triangle on the 1 hour, supposed to break to the downside. I mean, there's some bounce ideas right now, short term. But this is supposed to break lower, and will we see $14,000, $13,000, $12,000 Bitcoin? This is the Bitcoin futures chart. So previously this morning, you had this gap form, and I don't really trade gaps. I missed so many trades based on waiting on a gap to be filled, or even just considering a gap. But the idea is the gap at some point gets filled, but it could be filled today, tomorrow, next month, a year from now. There's definitely 12, 13, 15 gap trading strategies in as far as stock market goes, because it's closed a lot. So you have a lot of gaps. And so Bitcoin CME futures, you've got this gap in the mid range, right? So do you come up here and fill this gap? I'm not really worried about it. The main thing I'm looking at is right now you lost this. This was support. This was support. Look, support, 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 support. Now it's a ceiling. It was the floor. Now it's a ceiling. Okay. So you lose this level, you slowly meander your way down to the range low right here. Bitcoin downside, 15,000, 14,920. And again, Bitcoin CME futures are where it's paper trading, right? So it's a safer way for institutions to trade the valuations of Bitcoin. And you do have some bullish divergence, but again, all the sellers are right overhead. I've got some amazing shout outs to give in my trading group. This person, dude, I've had so many people rejoin the group and just kill it. This person 4x'd their portfolio since they resubbed a month ago. This person, by luck, found the channel, joined the group, and turned $800 into $17,000 in 1 month. This person, been a part of the group for 2 years, took $40,000, built it up to over $500,000. This person, he said, today I paid my last debt. I'm 100% debt-free thanks to the group. I've never been debt-free. Over a 20-year period of time, he's never been debt-free. He has no debt. What does that feel like? What does it feel like every day to wake up and not owe any money to anybody? Here it is, Black Friday discount. Everybody's been waiting for it. The cheapest membership fees ever to get into the group. The group pays for itself. It's no brainer. $200 off. Plus 60% off if you pay for 6 months or 12 months in crypto. The biggest savings of the year. We're going to run this through this weekend. Black Friday discount. Jump on it. If you are not making a ton of money in this market or you're losing money, let me help you. I'm going to make sure you're in the best setups, period. Go over to my website, cryptorev.net. Join. If you have any questions about joining, send me an email, cryptobitcoinchris@gmail.com. This is from yesterday. Like, we killed it. All these banger after banger after banger after banger after banger, right? I've got some of the top traders in the market posting setups in the trading group. Banger, banger, banger city. Now, I mean, look at this guy, right? Works with me in the trading group. You think he's got enough monitors? You think he's missing trades? You think he knows what's going on? Dude, I recruited the best people. Remember, one thing, everybody's like, hey, I want to scale into these altcoins. I want to get into the best buys on the moves to the downside. I want to get these cheap. Most of the 20x, 30x, 50x, 100x tokens don't even exist yet. There's going to be a new hype cycle rally next bull cycle, and there's going to be a bunch of coins that come out, and everybody's going to overpromise and underproduce. They're going to promise you the world, but they don't even have to do anything. They don't have to have working products, and so they're going to look amazing because they're going to overpromise. And right now you're dealing with a lot of coins that have to develop, that they, last cycle they came out and say, hey, we're going to do all this, all this, all this. But then when the rubber hits the road and they actually have to do it, then it's a lot slower process, right? So this person shouted out and he said, I like to ride the hype this time. And that's just it. You went through the downside. This has been a tough bear market, right? But I promise you this, you will not hold these altcoins and fall in love with them because they all get destroyed. G20 leaders, including Joe Biden, come out for crypto regulation. And then you read this article and it's all talking about stable coins. I mean, is that really where the problem is with FTX? I'm just curious. So Uniswap has a new privacy policy. It's going to collect data tied to users' wallets. Decentralized, is that ever going to happen? There's a lot of these. I mean, Bitcoin is so traceable, right? Everybody wants decentralization, anonymity, but the problem is they're taking, say, Uniswap as an example, they're going to hold the developers accountable for this information and this data, right? They're trying to make sure that a lot of negative ideas that happen in crypto don't happen, and it's constantly being watched. If you guys need right now to go to the link for Tradingview in the description, you can renew your membership even if it's halfway over for 60% off, as much as, I've got Pro Plus for 50% off. You need these tools like a mechanic. You can't go to work as a mechanic and have no tools. As a trader, you need to have solid charting software, right? You can set alerts on trend lines and it will email you and tell you, hey, this is happening right now. How do you think you watch the entire market to know what trades to get into? You've got to have Tradingview. Go to the link in the description, sign up, supports the channel. Now, just in, breaking. Grayscale Bitcoin Trust is protected from the failures of the digital currency group. And so Coinbase came out and they said, hey, everything's safe. But the digital currency group, I just want to break this down for you in case you're not familiar. Barry Silbert. So I want to know who's the next whale that's going to fall apart. Barry Silbert is the founder and CEO of Digital Currency Group, which is a conglomerate of 5 crypto-based companies. So DGC's biggest revenue generator was digital asset manager Grayscale. Could you imagine Grayscale falling apart? And so GBTC, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, they've been dumped by institutions all year long, right? And 3AC dumped 100% of its bags, right? 3 Arrows Capital had so many black swan events, it's not even funny, right? But 3AC dumped 100% of its bags. BlockFi dumped 100% of its bags. DGC is the largest holder of its subsidiary Bitcoin Trust. This guy, Barry Silbert, is the CEO. Now I want you to look at this. This is their portfolio. So imagine if this thing goes belly up. Supply chain, custody, information, data, NFTs, cryptocurrency, investing, enterprise. All these companies, banking and payouts, Ripple, BitPay. They talk about BitGo, Bitflyer, Kraken, Circle, Shapeshift, right? And so one thing you have to kind of be concerned about is they are in trouble, right? They said, hey, we're not going to declare bankruptcy, but this person went to Digital Currency Group links. they've been sanitized or deleted altogether. So this morning went to the website for Digital Currency Group and page not found. So before, here's Barry Silbert, before, after, page not found. Something's up here. Now, this comes out and it says crypto firm Genesis warns of bankruptcy without new funding. And so again, Genesis is, remember we talked about how Gemini, their earn feature, basically they're not going to be able to pay anyone back and they lost all the money. That's because Genesis was behind it and they're struggling to raise fresh cash for their lending unit. So at first they were in need of $1 billion and then they dropped it to $500,000, and now they're saying, hey, we're not going to declare bankruptcy. But again, the writing's on the wall. There's red flags all over. What's the next whale to get wrecked and bring these prices lower? Understand this, in DeFi, right, where Ethereum runs the show. Do you imagine $500 or $700 Ethereum? I remember when we were like $1,000 Ethereum, could that even happen? And after $5,000 top, you know, and so again, you see here that a lot of big players get completely wrecked and fall apart at $700 Ethereum and $500 Ethereum, right? These bear markets end in max pain, and when I talk about max pain, you'd be surprised. So you're talking about MakerDAO, Aave version 2, Compound, a ton of those will fall apart if ETH, which is being dumped by the hacker of FTX, and ETH coming down to these levels and just wiping out this market resets when the biggest, baddest whales that made the most money in the run-up get completely destroyed. This is the ES1 S&P E-mini futures. It's looked like it's in this bull flag. This needs to break out to the upside, but if it rolls down to support, doesn't hold support, there's downside ideas, okay? And at this point, you had a high, low, higher high. This is a lower low. Then your higher high, here's your higher low. So you're working in an uptrend, but you need this thing to break out. You want things to change in crypto, we need the Fed to pivot, and we need them to not be as hawkish and let this market move, right? At least some short-term bear market rally, which we've had pretty well to a point, but it just lately has been drama central for crypto. On November the 20th, I posted this ETH short. And again, in the trading group, we're trading like these 3x real simple coins on Kucoin to trade. You buy the coin. If Ethereum goes down, you make 3x whatever the losses are for Ethereum. Real easy to trade, right? And I said, hey, if this bearishly retests this level, you're looking for more downside out of Ethereum. And so got killed. And so if Ethereum loses, really needs, you're in a falling wedge, really needs to break out of this falling wedge in order to regain this level here. Otherwise, you could see much lower prices out of Ethereum. MATIC, I gave you the short idea the other day, and it's played out. MATIC is, I think, even on these low leverage coins we talk about, even on just a 3x trade, you're up 30% on MATIC in a couple days. DXY, so yesterday's video, we talked about the dollar index and how you got this little inverse head and shoulders. And if when the dollar's strong, crypto and Bitcoin typically take a hit, okay? And so that's exactly what happened, right? You see the head, shoulder, and broke out to is this thing gonna come down here, bullishly retest this and continue higher? If so, what's gonna be the reaction right here at this trend line? If it breaks back into the pattern, again, there's going to be a lot of downside for Bitcoin, altcoins, etc. But again, if this thing can roll over, then the bulls can show up and you'll see upside ideas out of Bitcoin, altcoins, stock market, etc. Yesterday's video, we talked about Solana and how there's a bunch of Solana drama. That's what it is. Tether was moving a bunch of coins, bunch of USDT off of Solana. I gave this short idea, and again, I posted in the group and it started to play out already, but just on this idea alone, You just pull the, and again, we're just, a lot of it, I recommend like 3x shorts, right? They have these 3x tokens, sometimes 5x. You don't need 10, 20x, like that's crazy, right? But if you just looking at an 8% move to the downside, you make 24%. Everybody else is losing money and you're making 24% whilst everybody's super nervous. Okay, and then does this continue to roll over to 960, 810, 633? Watch this coin. If you guys like the content that I provide on a daily basis, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment in the comment box. Thanks so much. I'll see you guys tomorrow.